What's going on, guys? It's Seth Fortier, and tonight I am back with another Carolina Panthers video, and we're talking about the Carolina Panthers with the 2025 free agency starting soon for the Panthers, and I'm actually excited. I'm actually more, I guess you can say, just interested in the free agency, interested in the draft. The last few years I really wasn't because the Panthers just were a laughing stock. Scott Fitterer, gone. Frank Reich, gone. And, of course, David Tepper finally just manning up to his mistakes and just let the GM, let the head coach, let the guys run football, and just let them do their thing. And guess what? This year with Dan Morgan, Brandon Tillis, and of course Dave Canales, the head coach, and of course Dan Morgan, the GM, they actually know each other, and we actually have a coach and a GM that knows each other, which is great chemistry. And so honestly, as a critical fan myself, you can probably see on Twitter, I always rant sometimes too. I need to just stop that because it's just, I'm like 30 years old. I'm still trash talking the Panthers nonstop because I'm so tired of watching my favorite franchise just having losing seasons after losing seasons. This is like the 8th losing season in a row for the Carolina Panthers since the last time, which was like 2018, that the Carolina Panthers with Cam Newton losing to the Saints in the playoffs, which that was harsh because it's the Saints. I can't stand them as well. So we have some guys potentially on the watch list for the Carolina Panthers that has ties with the Carolina Panthers defensive coordinator, Evero, though I probably wanted Evero out because just this defense and 3-4 defense I don't really like, though they struggled this year because they lost a lot of guys to the injury. And, of course, Brian Burns being traded away. And, of course, Derek Brown being hurt early on. I think it was the first game that Derek Brown got hurt and pretty much done for the year. And hopefully he'll be back injury-free, and hopefully he'll be back healthy and getting ready for next year. So, as a further ado, let's go to this website, which is called CatCrave.com. You guys can go check them out. Shout out to those guys. They do a great job. So Joe Person, who is the Athletic, I guess you can say columnist or our reporter for the Athletic Panthers, I think still of the association. This is just a quote from their website. And right here, you guys can see right here. I don't know why I have that right. All right, so some names to watch include Philadelphia Eagles linebacker Zach Baun and Eagles defensive tackle Milton Williams. Dude, Zach Baun and Milton Williams. Milton Williams probably wasn't talked about a lot, though he dominated the defensive line. That Eagles defense was nasty, dude. Like, I haven't seen a defense just collapse on the Chiefs just collapse because of them, or also that the fans and the media were just tired of the Chiefs winning, and then, of course, Sean McDermott just going ice cold against the Chiefs, though there are a lot of questionable calls that alerted fans and media saying that the NFL is rigged because just in general with the shenanigans that the Chiefs always get what they want pretty much. And so the NFL said, hey, you guys, I'm sorry that the Eagles are just going to dominate you the whole night. All right, so all of that said, let's read the quotes. All right, some names to watch include Philadelphia Eagles linebacker Zach Baun, Eagles defensive tackle Milton Williams, and Denver Broncos nose tackle DJ Jones, who has ties to I can't pronounce that. I'm going to say Evero. So that's actually really nice. Potentially that they're all free agents, so they could go back to the Eagles. They already won Super Bowl, or they can come to the Panthers and help them actually win some games. Morgan, an executive vice president of football operations, Brandon Tillis, want to try to check as many boxes as possible in free agency so they can have the best player available in the draft. But the Panthers' needs are so numerous that of the defense that their draft boards figures to be full of defensive players as well. Crazy, because the Panthers, just Scott Fitterer pretty much ran this team to the ground. Of course, Brian Burns was traded last year or the year before, but we got some draft capital here and there. But it's just crazy how far we went from 2018 to now with all these players gone and Steve Wilkes gone. And, of course, we lost Frankie Louvu to the free agency because the defensive schemes didn't work with Ivaro, which that I didn't like because I loved Frankie Louvu. And, of course, we lost. And then Shaq Thompson got hurt again, and now he's gone. And, of course, Jeremy Chen's gone. That system didn't work, and Ivaro never really used him the way that we wanted to. So it's just a lot of chaos on defense, and I think that the Carolina Panthers desperately need to draft again for defense. Pretty much all the draft, maybe add like a wide receiver, add like maybe something offensively as well. But I don't know. It's just different. It's just the defense was not great this year. We definitely need edge rushers. Definitely need to bulk up with the defensive line. It's just, the defense this year was not good at all. All right, so I'm going to go through the grades and just kind of skim through all these things. Milton Williams, his overall grade this year was a 70. He was 31st out of 219 for defensive tackles. Really solid, in my opinion. His pass rush grade was dominant. He was second overall compared to 219. And, of course, his run defense grade, I think so. I guess he was more of a hybrid edge rusher, but he dominated in the pass rushing game. And of course, he was 167th in the 43rd defensive grade. So he had 12 solo tackles. He had 6 sacks, which is 17th in the league. Really, really solid. He had 7 assists. He had 1 forced fumble. Really, really good. And of course, He had 107 solo tackles. Wait, what? Oh. Yeah, there you go. That's just the others. And of course, he had 6 hits. He had 40 total pressures and 1 pass deflection. He had 28 hurries, so I guess he is a defensive edge, which that is really incredible. You guys can see it right here. I'll probably zoom up a little bit so you guys can see. That's crazy. He had 28 hurries, 6 sacks, 12 stops, 1 forced fumble, total pressures. He had 40 total pressures, which is just, again, insane. And, of course, do we have any more? Total snap. That's just the snap count as well. You guys can see right there. All right, so next we have Zach Baun, one of the best linebackers in the game. Had a really, really, really good season this year. Overall grade was a 90.1, which is second in the league as a linebacker. Pass rush grade, really good, with 48th in the league. Run defensive grade, really solid in my opinion, 49th in the league. And, of course, he was first overall. He dominated against Patrick Mahomes in Super Bowl. First overall with a 91.7 coverage. Really, really good. And, of course, the Carolina Panthers desperately need a linebacker to fill in Shaq Thompson, to fill in Frankie Louvu, who that hurt us this past season, because he just dominated. He was really good. He was anchored for the defense last year, or 2 years ago. So yeah, he was just. I mean, he has 111 solo. Wait, really? 111 solo tackles? Are you sure about that, or is that total tackles? That's crazy. He had 36. Okay, so he had 111. I guess you could say total tackles, maybe 36 assisted tackles, 5 forced fumbles. That is insane. As a linebacker, 5 forced fumbles. Yeah, the Carolina Panthers need to sign this guy to a max contract pronto, ASAP, immediately. I mean, 69 stops, 4 sacks. He only had 60 missed tackles. He had an 88 overall passer rating allowed. Oh, I guess that's bad. He had 16 total pressures. I mean, still, that's really crazy to even think about. I mean, that's like look at that. He had 4 sacks, 36 sacks, 5 forced fumbles, which is just incredible as a linebacker. And lastly, we're going to go talk to, and that's Zach Baun from Milton Williams as well. I'm trying to go through a speed. You guys can look these up. I'll put the link in the description below. Of course, defensive tackle DJ Jones had a really good season with 64 overall, which is in the green, which is good. He was ranked 59th overall. Pass rush was really solid, which the Carolina Panthers need. In general, 71.2, 31st overall. Run defense grade, 60 overall, 58th or 58th in the league. He had 1 sack. He had 8 assists. And of course, I do talk fast a lot too. He had 33 solo tackles, which was ranked 15th in the league, which is not bad at all. And of course, forced fumbles, he had 0. 25 stops, which is really good. He had 1 sack. He had 15 hurries, which is pretty good. hits. He had 1 hit. Total pressures 17. So that's what the Carolina Panthers need. They need to be dogs, like Dan Morgan says, on the trenches with the defensive line, where we had one of the worst defensive lines in the country. And, of course, the linebackers didn't help either with the blitzes as well. And so adding Zach Baun, adding Milton Williams, adding DJ Jones with Derek Brown, and potentially getting Mason Graham or Abdul Carter or Jalen Walker as well, that could be a lethal defense, in my opinion. It's just got to work with Ivaro. And it's just last year just was an absolute crap show for the defense. The secondary was a crap show. And, of course, the linebacking crew was a crap show. And the defensive edge rushers were also a crap show. So, at the end of the day, the defense was awful. The Carolina Panthers need to draft defensively, need to sign defensively, maybe add a few guys on the offense. I really think that the Carolina Panthers will get better the next year. I think they'll win maybe 7 to 9 games, improve to 5 games this year, or they could potentially shock the world and make a wild card for the NFL postseason. All right, so at the end of the day, I hope the Carolina Panthers make the right decisions with Dan Morgan. I really do trust Dan Morgan, even though I'm a critical fan. At first, I didn't trust him, but usually my thoughts and my opinions can switch like that sometimes. All right, guys, hope you enjoyed this video. Like, comment, subscribe. Thanks for watching. More Carolina Panthers videos on the way, and keep pounding. And let's go. Hopefully, the Carolina Panthers will make big strides in the draft as well for next season. All right, guys, y'all great rest of the night. Peace out.